Good afternoon, Year 10. Good afternoon, Miss Sturgis. I'm just going to take you through equations of a circle. So, for example, if I have a circle with radius 2 and centre 3, 4, then the equation of that circle is going to be x minus 3 squared plus y minus 4 squared equals 2 squared. So it's always x minus the x coordinate of the centre squared plus y minus the y coordinate of the centre squared equals the radius squared. So more generally, that means if I have radius r and centre a, b, where these are just coordinates, then the equation of the circle is going to be x minus a squared plus y minus b squared equals r squared. If you've got negative coordinates for your centre, then you'll be subtracting a negative number. So this will turn into a plus. Seamless, wasn't it, that board transition? So let's say instead I've got radius equal to 4, but the centre is now negative 2, 1. I'm going to have the equation x minus negative 2 squared plus y minus 1 squared equals 4 squared. So 4 is the radius, negative 2 is the x coordinate of the centre, 1 is the y coordinate of the centre. And then this bracket here, when we multiply it out, I'm going to get x plus 2 squared plus y minus 1 squared equals 4 squared, which of course is 16. Something to note is that whilst the coordinates of the centre can be negative, the radius is always going to be positive, so that's not going to be a negative number. We don't have to leave it in this form where it's 4 squared. We can write it out properly as x plus 2 squared plus y minus 1 squared equals 16. If we have a look at the examples in the book then, the first one is sketching the graph with equation x squared plus y squared equals 16. So we want to think about how that fits in with our general equation. This is going to be x minus 0, which is the same as x squared, plus y minus 0, which is the same as y squared, equals square root of 16 is 4, so it's 4 squared. And that tells us we've got radius of 4 and centre 0, 0. So if I sketch this, I'm going to do a terrible version, but you can look at the book for a better version. You're used to my drawing by now. I'm going to draw a set of axes. The centre of the circle is at 0, 0, so it's going to be here. And the radius is 4, so that means it's going to hit the y-axis at 4, it's going to hit the x-axis at 4, but it's also going to hit the y-axis at negative 4, and it's also going to hit the x-axis at negative 4. So then if I join that expertly with a circle, that's not that bad. It's not that bad. So that is the circle that we would plot from this original equation. The second example is slightly different. It is in the format that we are already familiar with from the beginning. So it's x minus 3 squared plus y plus 2 squared equals 9. So we can see there's a minus 3 here, so that's already in the correct format. If we look at what the format's supposed to be, just getting on my boards, bear with me everyone. The original format is supposed to be x minus a, and that will give you your x coordinate of the centre, y minus b, that is your y coordinate of the centre. So here we've got x minus 3, so our centre has x coordinate 3, but this is y plus 2, which is really y minus negative 2. So the y coordinate of the centre is negative 2. And the radius will be the square root of this number here, so the radius is 3. So then if you look at the example in the book, you're going to have centre 3, negative 2. Directly above the centre, you need to move 3 squares up. So that perpendicular point up from the centre there lies on the point 3, 1. And it also touches the y-axis at negative 2.